Hello and welcome to Warhammer Wednesday. Ooh, Zardoz, that sounds exciting. Building up your little studio. Well, hello and welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. The year is almost over. Move this. There we go. Now I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So we continue. Hey, Patty. We continue with the Gladiator, and this kit so far has been really fun to build. I have learned some things. So for when I build, because again I have the original base version of this, the Impulsor. I have one of those to build, and I could have done a little bit better with lining up these two parts here. It's off just ever so slightly. Again, it's not something that you would ever see, especially painted on the tabletop 3 feet away, but it's not perfect, so just so I know. Yeah, no, I really do like I like the looks of this thing. And what I learned from somebody on YouTube, because I checked it out, is that if you build it like this, it's an impulsor, so like people could sit back here, and then all you have to do is not glue this part on, but it covers the whole back section, and it fits on seamlessly, and then it becomes the Gladiator tank. So obviously the turret will get built onto this part, but as long as you don't touch it, you don't need magnets or anything, it just fits right on and off, which is super cool. Yay for being able to use your models for different things at different times. So that's good. During Saturday night stream, after I finished those goddamn evil trees, I added, so we got the engines, these little vent systems, these cowlings, and then I started on the Grav Plates, which are not nearly as difficult or fiddly as they look. They're actually pretty straightforward, which is cool as well. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just going out and telling all the Christians that Santa isn't real. That's right. Hello, Mr. Runaway Train. So we're going to continue on with the Grav Plates. Let's see, I'm supposed to be working on this side. I did both of the rear ones first because it seemed easier that way. We are building the Space Marines Gladiator tank. And in theory, you have to decide which version you're going to build. There are 3 different loadouts the tank can have, but I think we're gonna try to see if we can build it where we can swap out the parts, so we don't need to commit to any one thing. Okay, so the interesting thing with these is that it has a bunch of these larger plates, and then a little one at the back end. So I can't forget that piece is unique. So as I build, we do have a fair amount of things to talk about. Games Workshop has been posting news and updates and all sorts of fun stuff over the last few days. Come on, glue. Since we last spoke Warhammer on Saturday afternoon. As I mentioned, oh, Runaway Train, that's awesome. I have yet to see an Archaeopter in person, but all the pictures I've seen online look that is a really cool model. Come on, glue. Yeah, so the big news this morning is that it took a global pandemic, but Games Workshop is finally slowing down their release schedule a little bit. And I don't think anybody is really going to complain. The breakneck speed at which things come out is going to slow down just a little bit. And not even, I mean, we'll see how long that lasts, if they go back to a weekly schedule eventually, or if they say, hey, this actually works out pretty well. Let's keep it this way. We don't have to have everything coming out every week and overwhelming people with new releases. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay, Zardoz, cool. I will add that to the list of things to talk about this morning. Come on. I know this glue is nearing the end of its life, but there should be enough left in here. Don't make me get the needle. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Runaway Train. We do Warhammer on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, and other fun stuff throughout the week. Like that. I know, Patty, it's crazy. And I do sincerely believe that a lot of it is because the weekly release schedule, combined with the fact that Games Workshop doesn't like to tell you what's coming more than a few weeks out, is combined just to make us spend money every week and not be able to plan or save or budget. So this might be helpful for some people. All right, I need to get the needle and clean this thing out a bit. Hold on 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Now, one thing that is really exciting as far as imminent upcoming releases. That should be better. Is there's a special character. Well, actually, there are two special characters that are up for pre-order at the end of this week. Oh yeah, I've never had to use that lighter trick before, but I think I'm definitely getting to the point where I'll try it. Usually the needle. There we go. Usually the needle works. So there's an orc dude, and I confess I don't know anything about this orc guy, but he looks cool. Yeah, I don't want to set my house on fire with Games Workshop glue or Orky McOrcface, right? That's his name. I mean, I don't know. It's an orc. He's a cool orc. Get the orc if you want. I am much more interested in the Forge World pre-order for a dude named Saul Tarvitz. Now, everybody here knows about my love of the Emperor's Children, both in the Horus Heresy era 30k days and in 40k. I love them both. So going back 10,000 years to the heresy, when things were going bad and Fulgrim was leaning toward chaos and all that stuff was happening, not everybody thought it was cool. Some people were like, wait a minute, this is crazy. We should be staying in the light, under the light of the Emperor. Well, back then he was mostly just a dude. So yeah, there were some loyalists who did not like what was going on. First and foremost of them, among the Emperor's children at least, was this guy named Saul Tarvitz. And Saul was instrumental in getting word back to Terra about what was going on right before he died. In theory he died. I still contend that they could reveal something about him not having perished. But it's one of those things, like, it completes a very heroic arc that he did die. So that's fine. But anyway, he's a super cool character. He stars in the first few Horus Heresy novels, and there have been rules for him in the game for a while, so you could play just sort of a Space Marine as Saul, but now he gets his own model. It's pretty flashy. He's got a bunch of stuff going on. I should grab a picture. Yeah, he could still be alive. Where is the picture? Oh yeah, and here's the orc. So the orc is Gorzag Gitstompa. He's gonna stomp on your gits. And he comes with a little friend, which is adorable. Alright, so there's Gitstompa. Yeah, nick it. And again, this model, we actually knew about it a little bit in advance because somebody a couple weeks ago who bought the Bugmanson, the little guy that I built with the little dwarf with the backpack with the beer in it. Jakob. Somebody opened it up and there was one of these inside. He posted the pictures online. He's like, oops, there's a little preview for you. And it's happened to at least one other person since, so it's a little bit of an oops. All right, so here is the glorious, the magnificent Saul Tarvitz. And even if you don't think that his rules are great, it's a cool model. So I'm definitely going to pick it up. Let's see, we need 30, 30, 30, 30, 28. 30, 30, 30, 30, 28. Whoa! That went flying. Yeah, exactly, Zardoz. So as described in the books, Saul he's a very loyal, down-to-earth warrior, sort of everybody's friend, can talk to anybody, not flashy, as opposed to other people in his legion. And this one is like gloriously detailed and there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Hey, Erdensk. Alright, got those. But yeah, he looks cool. Yeah, and he has a couple iconic weapons. He's got like a sniper rifle that he uses sometimes, and then he has what the books describe as just like a very plain broadsword, and then the model has this monstrosity of a weapon, but yeah, it's all good. Speaking of good-looking models, Games Workshop is running their annual Model of the Year discussion, poll, whatever you want to call it. So right now through, when did they announce when it was going to be over? But you can vote for the 2020 Model of the Year. And I wish I mean, look, Games Workshop puts out a lot of models every year, and a lot of them are really great. But when they do these model of the year things, your choices are literally every single model that they put out during the year. It's like, come on, you can narrow it down a little bit. I know Games Workshop, you want to say that every model you make is amazing, but some are a little bit more amazing than others. But if you're interested in voting, and I don't know, can you win something if you vote on this one? I forget. Maybe not. But if you feel like voting, you can vote here. In the Discord, I noted a few that I think are top contenders, and it would be interesting to set up like a pool and to bet on which one came out. Mr. Runaway Train says, "Okay, truth time. I'm a super noob at 40K and never played a match before." Oh my goodness, that's totally fine. This would be a good opportunity for me to talk about my 5 pillars of Warhammer community. So there's a lot to Warhammer, right? And I contend... Oh, wait, I need to remember... Hold on, I need to remember that this part goes the other way. Okay, cool. I contend that you are a Warhammer fan and a member of my community if you do any of the following. Read the books. Know the lore. Play video games. Play Warhammer video games. Build models. Paint models. Play the game on the tabletop. You do any one of those, that's awesome. You do more than one, that's great. Don't matter. And again, I know people, there you go, 4 out of 5, that's awesome. I know people who build models every day and never have any intention of playing the game on the tabletop. This was even before COVID times. And that's cool too. I know people who have other people build their models and then they just like to paint models. And that's great. So no, I am certainly not... our little community here, we're certainly not people who demand that, that you do everything or know everything there is to know. I don't play video games, so I don't know anything about the video game side of this hobby, and that's fine. But yeah, I know that video games are definitely a way that a lot of people get into this universe, and that's great. Builders, yeah, teaching your kids to to get involved is can be very rewarding. I know, Rabid Wombat. Like the idea of accepting people and letting people in is foreign to some, in some circles. But yeah, I used to call it the 4 pillars, but I forgot about all the video game people. Oh, nice. Eridan's got a game on Steam. Yeah, I know Steam is running like a bunch of crazy sales right now, which is great. As soon as this stream is over, I'm going to buy Tabletop Simulator. I know I've been threatening to do that for a little while, but it's 50% off, which is awesome. Perfect time to buy. So these fit pretty well. It's just a matter of just trying to get them to line up. Make sure none of them are too far out of whack. And not that you could really tell here. They hug the hull so closely. But I do want them to be straight. So taking a little bit of extra time gluing these on. Now, because this kit is a basic, it's the impulsor kit with some extra sprues to build all the stuff on top. I'm going to be left with some extra parts notably, so the impulsor parts, which are, well, we got some hatches, we've got some stubbers, and then the, where is it? The little shield dome. So I can add that to it later. Oh, one of our best community members here, Rabid Wombat. Rabid Wombat also streams and does some really cool stuff. And he is the head, the king, the almighty ruler of Wombat Nation. Okay, so we've got our... That'll be the port side plates. These were first the starboard plates. And yeah, there are 2 attachment points. So you just fit them in underneath. They lock in on the side, just like that. Cool. We all aspire to live in in Wombat Nation. So if you feel like it, vote for your model of the year for 2020. Chaos has a pretty good track record over the last couple of years. But I don't know. It's anyone's game this time around. The Triumph of St. Catherine, the Sisters of Battle model, I think that's a good contender. Of course, Gaz. There were some really good models this past year. Okay, cool. Looks straight. Nice. Oh, that's true. Yeah, and the Necrons as well. Sure. Gaz was last year? Oh, I thought he was on the list for this year. Okay. I don't know when their cutoff of the model year is before the next one. Okay, that should be good. Let that dry another minute. All right, now we've got some little fiddly bits. We've got some pipes and things. We need to find parts 48 and 49. Looks like they're here. Ooh. Man, things are going flying. Oh, I gotta show everybody what else arrived. Orcs never win anything. But they still have the most fun. So I got a package. I know it's impossible. Let's see. So there are 2 of these. So these are my orca whale symbols, curved to go on shoulder pads. They are transparent resin. They're very hard to see, but they'll look really cool when they're painted. Yeah, so each one of these is 60. So in total, I have 120. I haven't counted how many models I actually have to put these on eventually, but I'm sure it's... I'm sure I have a lot. So yeah, these look neat. I am excited about this. My chapter is finally really coming together. Put that over there. Oh man, I got 2 kids in a pandemic. I'm lucky I have any nails at all. We're all doing what we can, right? Alright, so we've got some little pipe doodads, and essentially these are... So how do I do these? Where does this go? Oh, it goes right here. Okay, that works. Let's try a little bit more. And then for the front, and the front gets a Grav plate as well. It'll be 38. There it is. So yeah, so as I continue to get closer and closer to my color scheme, which as you all know is happening, that's one critical component. Got the name, so we are the Orca Gladiators, which is a real thing. Got the symbol, killer whale symbol, it's pretty easy. I think I'm going to go lore-wise. I think the Orca Gladiators are a fleet-based chapter. So we don't have a home world per se. We just go where the Imperium needs us to go. Stop off and pick up new recruits when needed, when necessary. I'm thinking like a lean, small chapter, similar to the Space Sharks, the Carcharodons. A lot of their lore is pretty cool. Let's add that. Definitely using the lore bit where people they grab the helmets. They keep the helmets of their fallen comrades, which will help with modeling choices. And my unhelmeted Marines, or rather, not using unhelmeted Marines, but using models that sometimes have helmets attached to their belts or backpacks. I have red today. I've been thinking about maybe having my dudes be a White Scars successor chapter. After figuring out all the White Scars stuff for Hyper last month. Was it last month? Jeez. 2 months ago? I have no idea. Time works very strangely these days. But I really got a feel for the White Scars stuff and the way it works, and it was pretty cool. I liked it. Maybe. Haven't 100% nailed that down. White Scars are also very good right now. Well, again, as a Space Marines player, we're absolutely spoiled as far as the number of units and the way you can customize your army. And if you have a rule where you can advance and then shoot, I mean, we have access to a whole lot of assault weapons on a bunch of different squads, so you could definitely use that as a, you know, a key point in how you build your army. So, and then as well, make sure you have melee capability to take advantage of the chapter super doctrine. So that's at least what I'm looking at right now. Haven't decided. Yeah, bikes are a pain in the ass to paint. I've never painted a bike. I have a few of them. I'll have... Let's see, how many bikes do I have? I've got a squad of 3 old-style bikes, an attack bike. I'll have 6 Outriders now, and the ATV. So, I've got a few bike-style vehicles. Alright, so we have all of our side grav plates on. Got these little pipe doodads. And then they want to build the front... Oh, I see. So this needs to attach to the hull before we do the plates that go on the front. It should fit on just like that. Yes. Cool. Would it be too nerdy? I know that's a crazy question for me to ask. But would it be too nerdy if the people, the actual Marines in my chapter, used ancient Greek mythology names? I feel like that might be a step too far. Now we build the final grav plate. Yeah, the Minotaurs are an interesting chapter. They seem cool until you read a little bit more of the lore, and they're not the best people. Let's put it that way. I mean, not that anybody in the Imperium is super great. Get off of there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, and of course there are other examples of mythology style stuff popping up here and there. All right. Well, I will continue to consider it. It also ties in well with the idea that again, if you're a new Marine, maybe you keep your original name, or you have some sort of basic designation, but then when a veteran dies, you sort of take over that person's spot and the name, and that is something that happens a lot in 40K. The idea that there's somebody dies, you take over that person's name. That's not something new. I know it just happened I'll just say it happened in a story recently, but that, like I said, that's been going on in Warhammer for a long time. So I could use some of that. Yeah, they've done some wacky stuff with the Minotaurs. I don't know what their most recent lore is, though. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Bob the Fifth. Okay, that's looking good. Let's see, what else? Yeah, checking IDs. Let me close that, close that. Close that. Okay, cool. Alright, so these all should be the same piece to go up here in front. So on Saturday we talked about... Good morning. On Saturday we talked about the armies on parade. These crazy parade board displays where you put a whole army on a whole thing, and how cool they are, and how it would be really interesting to work on such a project, especially if you had some help with project management and you had time. And thanks to our friend Zardoz here, I think we're gonna do it. He's come up with a really great basis for how to plan it out and sort of give yourself rules for what to do when and how to, basically like an outlook on it as a project. And I think that's really, really cool. So we'll finalize the information for it and then we'll share it, and whoever wants to join, you're all welcome. And we'll make some cool displays. We're going to take our time. It's not going to be a rush thing, and it has nothing to do with Games Workshop and Warhammer stores in particular. This is just for us. If you want to enter it into an official thing at the store, you're more than welcome to, of course. But yeah, it's I'm excited. I have a lot of work to do for mine, and so it's going to take a very long time, and that's okay. But we'll have a timeline, exactly, rather than deadlines, because there's a lot that goes into it. I know. Well, yeah, like I said, we'll share that with anybody who is interested, and hey, maybe this will get you excited to start an army or start a new army or something. But yeah, I'm excited to have this as a project, something I can work on, something with clear goals, which is sometimes hard. Looking at, okay, well, I'm starting with this, and how do I get from this to a fully painted, display monstrosity with all this cool stuff going on? Okay, well, we're going to give you those steps and break it up so you know, okay, about how much time to spend on each section. And yeah, I'm excited. It should be fun. I'd love for other people to get involved and join in with us if you're interested. Oh, Erden said, oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, Erden, I appreciate that. I will absolutely, yeah, like I said, I have a note open on my computer to remind me to go back and purchase Tabletop Simulator as soon as we're done. And then I got to talk to people about how actually to use it. Thankfully, other people have come before me and learned all the ins and outs. But I should be able to pick it up. Not with too much effort, I hope. Okay, where are the parts I'm looking for? Now we're building some hatch covers. So we got a hatch cover on this side, and then a little scope kind of thing over on this side. So where is that? It's on one of the new sprues. A34 and A33. 33. Not that one. Oh my goodness. Why can't I find this thing? Okay, that's definitely 33. I hate when I can't find a part. Oh, okay, I find it. Well, also when they separate things on different sprues, that never helps. 33. And we'll see, maybe Jess will do an orc army on parade. Let's see if we can talk her into it. I'll see if I can get maybe some of my friends who do Warhammer. I don't know that any of them. Well, I know one of my friends has definitely done one of these kind of things before, but I don't know if the others have. So yeah, I'll see. Oh, Zardoz, awesome. I hope you enjoy your soap. I usually get to use like cast-offs. Like when she makes a loaf, usually there's like a little bit that gets cut off at the end. That's what I get to use. Oh, yeah, right, and John, yep. Yeah, so we'll see if anybody over from Hyper... Actually, I mean, that would be really interesting if like Malika or even... That could be cool if Malika or Lucas wanted to do it. I don't think it's something that Zach would be interested in, but you never know. All right, so we've got this tiny little scope thing. Yeah, so some of the soaps are made in loaves in a big mold and then cut into bars. And then some of them are done individually in little molds, for lack of... Yeah, Naeem, Bert, yeah, sure. Well, hey, we'll tell everybody. Oh, come on. Yeah, I gotta go get some more glue. Come on. Oh, it was just working so well. Ooh, 2 Fortresses of Redemption. There's one at Emerald Knights that I've used for terrain before. That thing is so cool. For those of you who don't know, Fortress of Redemption is a gigantic terrain piece. Oh, come on. That has a lot of cool little bits and bobs to it. I think I brought it to Hyper at least once to use as terrain. Oh yeah, we had it in our like big apocalypse game. I think, pretty sure. Not using it for the terrain, using it for parts. That's fantastic. Okay, so we have our little scope doodad. I need A16, which is what's going to hold it in place. It is not that one. That's a person. It is none of those. Aha, it is this one. Yeah, so overall, the idea is you get it, you pick your army. So let's say someone is starting completely from scratch. You're interested in Warhammer, you don't know how to get into it, and we'll talk about all this and we'll have it all written out. We'll talk with Jessica about it on Saturday. So if you were just getting into the hobby, you hear us talking about it, this is the perfect time. You pick the army that you are interested in. And we'll have help for every step of the way. We'll have guides and recommendations. Ooh, that's cool. It fits in, and even without glue, it stays in, and it can swivel. Nice. I'm not going to glue it, so I can play with it, fiddle with it. Oh, actually, So if I do use this as an impulsor, I need to leave these open. All right, so I'm not going to glue these in and just sort of rest them in there. That's fine. They're not going to fall out. I'm not going to be flying this thing around so much that these are going to fall off by themselves. Okay, cool. So that's done. That little guy is done. Yeah, so you'd pick your army. We'll help with that. We'll help with what units you should start with, or, you know, suggestions for that. And then you got to get them. So you will need... there will be some expenditure of money if you want to get involved, but we can definitely offer ways to save money and to look for deals and things like that. But you would get your army. You need to build it. You need to paint it. And then make some sort of way to display it in a themed way. Okay, Grav plates are all done. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, I was thinking, Zardoz, about reaching out to some of our friends who are geeks, who are into things, but not necessarily into Warhammer, and seeing about getting some like brand new people involved in this. Get some people who are learning, from the ground up. That would be neat as well. Okay, I need number 34, which is this ring piece down here. So yeah, anyway, it's I think it's a cool project we're working on. There's a lot of different things we can do with it. Hopefully people find it interesting and join in. And we'll go from there. And at the end of it all, we'll have some really cool displays that we can show off and talk about. Ooh, yeah, get the kids involved. Yeah, I'm excited about it. We definitely need to fold Wombat Nation into this. I have connections with some top administrators over there, so I think we can at least start the discussion. Now, do I need to pick out? I don't think I need to do that. All right. So when they have ring parts, again, because of how sprues work, there's often one of these in the middle. You got to cut it out. And it's such a pain to try to trim out those little sprue edges. But I don't think I actually need to, because the way it sits and the things that go over it, as long as it's not sticking out the bottom, it's just going to be covered up anyway, which will make it a lot easier. And I know that's blasphemy. Not cleaning out all your sprue edges, even if you can't ever see them. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's a pain. All right, need parts 12 and 13 for hatch covers. You can usually spot hatch covers a mile away. It's not those. Those make the dome. No hatch covers here. Oh, so many sprues. Yes. hatch covers. 12 and 13. Oh. Cool. So yeah, the rest of this week, no stream. So we're on hiatus with Myths and Video Games, so no stream this afternoon. Although there's I don't know the details, but check out Ripley is doing something tonight. Pretty sure. So go see what that's all about. Like I said, I don't have that information in front of me. No stream tomorrow as usual, and then I will not be on Friday, but we will be here for Warhammer on Saturday, usual time, and then Homebuddies will be doing something Saturday night. It's not going to be one of our usual group streams, but we'll be probably, I should say, it's not guaranteed, but we'll probably be online doing something. I know that's super vague, but it hasn't been decided. So we might be doing like a watch along or something fun just to hang out. So we've got a hatch with the ring and then 2 doors that fit on like so to make a little closed hatch. And people customize these things, having them partly open, things sticking out. I'll have enough hatches. I don't need to go nuts with this. Cool. We got a hatch. All right, so with this done, and this one done. Look at that. Ooh, there we go. It's coming together. Yes, if I do turn them too far, they will fall off, but that's okay. So now the only thing left to do for the main hull is there are 2 little handholds that go here, and then there's a little roll bar that goes across the front. And then the main body will be oh, and then there's no, actually that's not true. There's, I guess those are optional depending on which side you build. Interesting. So these turrets are going to be fun. Where does... Oh, here it's at the end. I guess it's optional depending on what version. But there's like a little tank you can attach to the outside. I guess they don't all have it. I thought they all... Who knows? Okay. Alright, so I need these itty bitty teeny tiny handholds. Part 16 and then 58. I think, are they these? Yes. Or at least they look like handholds. Yeah, not a whole lot left on this sprue. There's a little tiny thing over here. I can't forget about that part. And then where's that bar? That looks like it. Oh, and I am taking suggestions. I need you all to come up with ideas for what we name this vehicle. And then you all can vote on it, whatever you people choose. Again, a lot of times Space Marine vehicles are named after people or famous battles or just imperial ideals or anything silly. Just thinking of Ultramarines, you have vehicles like McCragg's Honor and stuff like that. But we're open. The Russell Crowe, I like that one. So yes, we'll get a bunch of suggestions and then we'll vote. I suppose I should write them down, but I'm too busy. If someone wants to copy those or just put them in the Discord, maybe that would be helpful. But and then yeah, we'll do a vote coming up. All right, these things go hook side up. That would be embarrassing if I put these on the wrong way. Okay. Good. Okay. It adds a little bit of character to the front, I guess. And then that'll go there. Come on. Now it is a floating grav tank, so I don't know if that's gonna, inform the name choices. All right. And that completes the main body. Now again, if you run this as an impulsor, there are other options for these two slots. There's a gun, there's a shield generator, which is actually really cool. So this kit has all of those parts in it, which I'll build just to have extra things around. So yeah, again, these make the shield generator. Got some of the guns, and then there are also guns that go on the impulsor sponsons on the side that are different from the ones that go on the Gladiator version. But in theory, you can just pop them in and out of these sides. So those obviously can wait. I don't need that, but for the Gladiator aspect, so now we're going to put this back on and start building the turret. So the basic turret, and then all the weapons that go in it, and then the sponson weapons. But yeah, it is coming together. No major issues so far, which is good. Yeah, exactly, Zardoz. It's quite functional in that respect. I don't know what is the price difference between the impulsor and the Gladiator. Because I suppose if you knew you were going to run impulsors, then you don't need to buy this full one if the price is significant enough. But yeah, exactly. The Rhino chassis, you can just get a Razorback, and then you have the weapon options for the top. Cool. All right. I love the color coding. We've got the Valiant in blue, the Reaper in green, the Lancer in pink. Oh, it's only $10 difference? Oh man, okay. Well, yeah, then it seems kind of a no-brainer. Okay, cool. Yeah. So this will be this will be fun. And it doesn't look like, you know, each one is just a single page worth of the base stuff, and then you have some options as far as like, do you want the top to be closed, or do you want the, you know, the meme of the cat head sticking up? You could do it that way. If you want, you can add, you know, yet another gun onto the front of it. They give you 3 different head options for what head is going to stick out, which is cool because that means I'll get at least 1 extra head out of this. You've got the little auto launchers. You have your choice, what you want, which style you want. Some little extra doodads to go on the back. All right. Cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm enjoying this kit. Haven't had any issues with it. In theory, it'll be possible to pop these guns in and out. I'm gonna watch that YouTube video a couple more times before I do any gluing here. Oh yeah, and then the side sponsons. It looks like the gun plugs into the little frame that's inside the sponson, so theoretically we can just pop that in and out. Yeah, same frame. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I've got the plan for how the rest of this is going to go. So again, the turret. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on the back of the turret, antenna and things. Here are all of the main weapons. And the sponson brackets. Heads. Cool. Neat, neat, neat. One of these days, it's possible. I don't have any firm plans yet, but it's possible that late one night you might see me streaming. Just for fun. Although, I don't know, the Homebuddies have a lot of nighttime streams these days, which is great. I'm sometimes on there just listening while I do work very late at night. Especially Andy and Janelle, and then sometimes Cameron. But who knows? I might jump in on that game. I'm certainly up late enough every night that I can pop on, talk for a little while. Get the turret, we'll go here. Let's fit on like that. And we'll have a tank. Very cool. Very, very cool. Yes, so the next time I will see any of you and your lovely screen names, if not faces, will be on Saturday for Warhammer, 2 p.m. Pacific. Until then, if you're celebrating Christmas, have a Merry Christmas. If you're not, and you're just taking the week off or working, whatever else you're doing, have a great rest of your week. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Or don't do anything I would do. I don't know. Let's see. That's true. We could do more Among Us. I did buy the game. The first game I purchased in years? Definitely years. Let's see who else is streaming. Is John on? It is Wednesday. John is on. Cool. Okay, good. Not to build or play Warhammer? No. You all should build and play Warhammer. Join in with us. We're gonna have an action plan to how to start your Warhammer experience. Yeah, no, Rabid Wombat, like I said, today, after this stream, I'm absolutely going on and purchasing Tabletop Simulator. And thank you so much, Aradinsk, for the donation to actually cover it. Yeah. Okay, let me start this command. Again, thanks everybody for hanging out. Sort of a mellow build stream. Oh, why doesn't it even show me? Yes, I know these other people are on and they have 1 million viewers. I don't care. Whatever. Okay, let's do... All right, we'll do it manually. Fine. Is that how you do it? This channel is intended for mature audiences. Watch out. Okay, yeah, so go say hi to John. Tell him to build his models faster. Tell him that he's going to be doing a parade board with us. And I'll see everybody on Saturday. Okay, bye. 18 viewers, what the heck? Ugh.